Have you ever stopped to wonder how your favorite online store just knows what to recommend? Or how your bank can spot a weird transaction almost instantly? Well, it's not magic. It's this invisible process, this secret journey that data takes every single second. Okay, let's dive into this and really uncover the engine of our digital world, ETL.
You know, it really doesn't matter if you're a tiny coffee shop tracking espresso sales or a massive global company managing a supply chain. Every single modern organization, big or small, shares the same fundamental massive headache.
And I mean, it is a mess. Seriously, it's scattered everywhere. You've got sales numbers in one system, customer emails in another, website clicks in a third. It's just this chaotic jumble of different formats, different languages, and conflicting information. Trying to get a clear picture of anything is practically impossible.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to dig into why data is such a mess. Then we'll meet our hero, ETL. After that, we'll follow the data on its incredible transformation journey. We'll also check out the modern tools that make it all happen. And finally, we'll see how this whole process is powering your world every single day.
Okay, so let's really focus on that core problem. Imagine you want to bake a cake, but your flour's in the garage, your eggs are up in the attic, and the sugar is buried somewhere in the backyard. That is exactly what it's like for a business trying to make decisions with scattered data. Without some way to bring it all together, clean it up, and get it to speak the same language, it's all pretty much useless.
So, how in the world do you fix that kind of chaos? Well, you need a hero, a reliable, powerful, and frankly, super organized process that's designed specifically to tame this mess. And that hero is ETL. It's this elegant three-step method that brings order to the entire data universe. ETL stands for Extract, Transform, and Load. It is the absolute heart of data engineering. Its entire job, its whole reason for being, is to go out to all those scattered sources, move the data, clean it all up, and then put it into one central organized place where it can finally become valuable.
And the process itself is just brilliantly logical. First, you extract the raw data from all its different hiding spots. Then you transform it. This is the big cleanup and shaping stage. And finally, you load that newly polished data into its final home, ready to be used. Extract, transform, load. Simple as that. And you know, this quote from our source material just nails it. It sums up the whole point perfectly. ETL is basically data alchemy. It's the process that turns all that messy, raw information into clean, valuable insight that you can actually use to make smart decisions. Okay, let's get into the weeds now. We're going to follow a little piece of data on its journey through each of these three stages. Think of it just like a factory assembly line, right? Taking all the raw materials and turning them into a finished, polished product. Our journey starts with the letter E, extract. This is the collection phase. The goal here is super simple, but absolutely critical. Gather all the raw ingredients from wherever they might be hiding. And believe me, data lives in a ton of different places. What's wild is the sheer variety. We're talking everything from clean, structured databases to messy Excel files, real-time data streaming from websites, and complex info from specialized business apps like Salesforce. The extract step has to be like a universal translator, connecting to all of these different systems to pull the data out reliably. All right, next up, T for transform. And honestly, this is where the real magic happens. We've collected all our raw ingredients, but they're still a mess. The transform step is where we clean, standardize, and prep them for the final recipe. And this is where data gets really intelligent. It's so much more than just cleaning out errors. As you can see, we might standardize things, like turning M and F into the full words male and female so everything's consistent. Or we can enrich the data, maybe adding a time zone. We can even apply business rules, like multiplying price and quantity to calculate revenue. This is the step that turns raw data into information you can actually trust. And that brings us to the final step in our journey, L for load. Our data has been collected, it's been beautifully transformed, now it's time to deliver this finished product to its new home, where it can finally be put to work. So where does it go? Well, usually to a powerful centralized system. A lot of the time, that's a data warehouse. Think of it as a massive, perfectly organized library built for asking complex questions really fast. Or it could go to a data lake, which is more like a giant reservoir for storing all kinds of data. From there, it can be piped directly into BI tools that create all those charts and dashboards that decision makers love. Okay, so we get the three steps, but how does this actually work in the real world today?
Let's zoom out and look at the whole ecosystem, including the tools people use and a really important twist on this classic formula.
So, one of the biggest shifts in the last few years has been the rise of ELT. Notice the letters are just rearranged. Instead of transforming the data before you load it, you extract it, load all the raw data directly into a powerful cloud system, and then do the transformation right inside of it. So why the change? Well, modern cloud data warehouses have so much cheap computing power, it's often just faster and more flexible to dump all the raw data in first and sort it out later. This is pretty much the standard now for huge datasets.
And of course, there's a whole universe of tools to make this all happen. You've got the traditional industrial strength tools. You've got the modern cloud tools that are built to be way more flexible. You have orchestration tools like Airflow, which act as the brain, telling all the other tools what to do and when. And then you have specialized streaming tools like Kafka, designed to handle data that's flowing in like a fire hose 24/7. It's a massive, always changing field.
Now for what I think is the most important part. Why does any of this matter to you? We've talked a lot of tech, but let's connect it back to the real world. Let's see how this invisible process is constantly working behind the scenes in your daily life.
Think about a big retailer. ETL is the process that's pulling sales data from thousands of cash registers and at the same time combining it with every single online purchase. This unified view lets them accurately predict what they need to stock, making sure the products you want are actually on the shelf.
In banking, this stuff is absolutely mission critical. ETL pipelines are running constantly, extracting transaction data from ATMs, credit cards, and online transfers. They transform it in real time to spot weird patterns that could be fraud, keeping your account safe.
And in healthcare, think about it. A single person might have records scattered across different doctors' offices, labs, and hospitals. ETL is the process that carefully pulls and integrates all that info to create one single unified patient record. That lets doctors make better decisions and helps researchers analyze huge clinical trends.
And for any modern tech company, ETL is their lifeblood. It's how they track every click, every sign-up, every feature you use inside their app. They extract that data, transform it into key metrics, and load it into dashboards that tell them exactly how their business is doing minute to minute.
So when you step back, you see that ETL isn't just some boring technical acronym. It is the invisible plumbing, the circulatory system of our entire digital world. It's this tireless engine that turns absolute chaos into clarity. So the next time you see a dashboard or get a spooky good recommendation online, maybe you'll think about the incredible journey that data took, extracted, transformed, and loaded just to get to you.